but I didn't get to finish last week because everything that could possibly go wrong was going wrong. But you see how stable my video has been today? I have a camera stand. So shout out to that special, wonderful person who was kind enough to give that to me. So that I don't have my phone falling down in the middle of videos. But it's awesome and I love it. So thank you. You know who you are. Um, but so I didn't get to finish last week what I was talking about, but I meant to segue into today's conversation. And we kind of touched upon it a little bit in the call early on. But and it's the title of today's message, which is failure. A lot of times, I mean, it's just always, no matter how long you've been in this business, no matter how what you're doing or how you're doing it, failure is always an obstacle that you're going to have to deal with. Some people deal with it well and some people don't. And unfortunately, it's when you can't, or when you're having a hard time dealing with your failures that you find a lack of success. So thank you, Tawana. Girl, you're so sweet. I am so happy to see you here and have you on this call. And, you know, with everything that's happened the other day, it's so good to just see you up and about. So yay. So yes, failures. So I have these two quotes. I am hard-headed and stubborn, and I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm doing too much that I'm not paying attention, but I always have to hear things 3 times from 3 different sources to get it. But I had this quote that I wanted to share. It's by Barbara Corcoran. It says, "My best successes came on the heels of failures." So that's oily skin, Latasha. It's not a glow. But so Barbara Corcoran said that her best successes came on the heels of failures. And there are memes online that you'll see that show J.K. Rowling, Einstein, Michael Jordan, all the people who are successes and celebrities. We see their success, but we don't see all the things that they were doing in the background. The other day, what's that tiny guy's name who was in that movie with The Rock and the other actor? Tiny little 4-foot man. He's a comedian. I can't remember his name. But somebody remind me if you guys know that African American comedian. He's not, he's like really, really small. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. They posted a video, a little meme about his recent success. But over the course of the years, people have been telling him that he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to succeed. Just, you know, down and telling him he's not going to get anywhere. And now he is one of the highest paid comedians in the industry. He's been in like 5 movies. Thank you, Latasha. Kevin Hart. He's been in the last, you know, he's got like a movie coming out every year. He's a famous actor. He's doing the show and the tour and everything. So we see that success and we don't realize how much he's gone through in the background. And it's the same thing with us. And I see it all the time when we have events and we have the big wigs get together and get on stage and talk about the Avon business. And we're all like, you know, we want to be where you are. What do you do to get there? And we've got our pen and paper handy, ready for like 1, 2, 3. And we always get an answer that's like, you know, we worked our business. We did the training classes. We followed up with our customers. It's the same stuff that we're talking about. No, and you know, we tend to be a little bit disappointed. Like, oh, well, she's not really sharing anything that I don't already know. But that's what it is. It's the key is in those small minutia, and it's just in hanging in there. So we were talking earlier about the sample packs. When I go out to give out my 20 sample packs, there are some days where I can go straight through. I think the first day was the best. I gave out all 20 and I think I got 2 no's. But there are some days where I go out and I get a lot of no's in a row, and I kind of feel like I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just being honest with you guys, and you know, straightforward transparency. There are just days where I'm just like, one more no and I'm done. But I push through that, and then I end up getting like 5 yeses in a row or 10 yeses in a row. But you have to push through those failures and those tough times. So you can't let failure hinder you from accomplishing your goals. The failure is going to come. But the other I was thinking to myself, you know, failure is actually a good sign. It's like you're ill and you have a fever. That fever is your body's way of fighting off the germs, right? Or let's say you get hit and your arm gets swollen. That's a sign that your body is, doing some healing, it's doing some good stuff. When you get a scab, it's ugly, but that's your skin's way of protecting itself from the cut. So to me, the failures are like a sign of the lack of working business. If you've got a straight shot and everything is great all the time, something is wrong. You're not doing something. You have to have those moments where you get out of your comfort zone. You have to do the scary things. You have to that person that I've spoken to, willing to you can have ups without downs. The points that you would appreciate them as much if it was all high all time. Try not to continue. I found a lot of representatives, especially new they get discouraged when they get discouraged when in their first week they haven't found a new customer. They might be they get to they are because they're having a hard time. Guys, to not get yourself in that don't let the failures determine your outcome. Don't let those hinder you. So the second thing that I saw that kind of jogged my memory was, this is a quote by John R. Wooden. It says, "Don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can do." So how many times are we saying, like for me, okay, I'm not a top seller, or I'm not a top recruiter, I'm not a silver or gold leader or a silver unit. If I'm so focused on what I'm not and what I can't do, then I can't appreciate where I am now and what I am accomplishing now. So don't let those things stop you from accomplishing your goals. Try to instead focus on what you can do. I spoke a little bit earlier about new representatives who get discouraged in the first week if they have on, but on this same side, I know a lot of representatives who have been coming along, and you can get, but it's like everything is everybody else's fault. There's no responsibility or accountability whatsoever. And we even hear that now a lot in politics for a lot of different things. And I'm not going to get into politics and talk about parties, but as an adult, you have to have some level of accountability. So if you just put off, any failure on everyone else, you're still not really appreciating what you learned from that failure, because it's not from you. Sorry for the breaking up, guys. I see the skipping. I think it should be getting better now, but I did see that, and I don't know what that is, but I will figure it out and try to fix that for the next call. But so if you're putting off failure on, if it's always someone else's fault, you're not appreciating what you're learning from that. Because when you go out and you maybe have a setback, if you take the time to analyze, what did you do at that time? Okay, great. What did you do? What can you do differently? How can you improve? If you can take that, analyze, learn, and grow from it, you'll get so much further than the people who are like, oh, it's always that person's fault. Because they don't take responsibility for it, they can't grow. You can't live like that. So I want to give you 3 ways that you can kind of not take control, but take responsibility and kind of grow from those failures instead of letting them be a hindrance for you. So these are some examples that I get often from new reps, old reps, questions, stuff that I've struggled with myself. But one of the things is, okay, customers aren't ordering with you. All right, so find new customers. I know It sounds like easy and it sounds dismissive, but I'm being serious. There are going to be customers, and I had this when I started. I had people who told me, "Oh, I don't want to pay the tax. I don't want to pay the order processing charge. I don't want to pay full price. Where's your What's New book? I want to order from the What's New book." And I was like, "Well, I could discount my orders so much that I'm not making anything, but then how long am I really going to stay with it? Or I could put my foot down. This is, after all, my business. I am the boss. This is the boss life we're talking about right now. I'm in charge. I'm in control. This is my business." And I had to get to the point where I could say, I don't do that. I'm sorry. I don't share my What's New catalog. I don't, I have to pay sales tax to the government, so why shouldn't you have to pay sales tax? And there were times where I had customers say, "Okay, well, I can get that from the person at the flea market." And I had to say, "Okay, well, you're going to have to get that from the person at the flea market." And a lot of times they would end up coming back to me, because one of the things is, if you were so happy with the person that you were ordering from before, then you would still be ordering with that person. So, you kind of have to get around that, and not let that stop you. So that is a wall that a lot of representatives hit up, run into in the beginning. But the way to get around that is to find new customers. There are so many people out there who want Avon. And I realize it because I'm out there sharing the opportunity and the business with people. And when I share the brochures with people and they're like, "Oh, my aunt, my grandma, my parent from in the past used to buy Avon and I love the product. And, I haven't seen a representative in a long time. Or I had a rep at my job, but I left my job. I don't have a rep." So, I know what the problem is. My battery's dying, so my phone is trying to conserve, but that's why the video is skipping. But there's so many people out there. It's up to us as the representative to, you can on one hand say, "Okay, well, nobody wants to buy from me, I'm done." Or you could say, "Well, maybe my group of friends don't want to buy from me, but there are plenty of people out there who do." And that was me when I started, because I had high school friends. They didn't have money, and everyone I knew was in my family, and that kind of wasn't the point of me, in the business. So I had to go out and find new customers. So you can control that situation by going out and finding new customers. Toss brochures. Go out in your neighborhood. Anitra was talking to the ladies at the gas station. I think it was Marielle or Maria who said that she gave out to the parents that were around her. You have to talk this business up. You have to promote it. Wear your Avon buttons. Carry your Avon bag. Have your brochures. Have your sample pack. That is something you can control. You can't control who buys from you and what they want to spend. That's not your job, though. It's your job to promote the business and get out there and find new customers. And believe me, they're out there. The next thing is have a positive attitude. It does affect your outcome. And I found this for myself. Sometimes I don't feel, like I said to you earlier, sometimes I don't feel like prospecting, or I don't feel like promoting the business. Whether I feel scared or timid or shy, whatever it is, sometimes I don't feel like it, but I put on a smile. And just by having the smile there, I may not really feel 100%, but when I start smiling or when I start joking with people, a lot of times when I don't feel like prospecting, I start cracking jokes with people and, strike up a conversation. Sometimes people say no to me and I feel like, oh, that person doesn't want my sample. It's the end of the world. And, I'll crack a joke. Like, I don't know. The other day I said something to someone and they didn't want a sample pack from me. So I cracked a joke and I said something to kind of make light of the situation. And someone else heard and started to laugh and was like, "Oh, I'll take one." So, you kind of just have to have, a positive outlook, because again, that's something you can control. Get out there, smile, laugh. Don't go out with the intent of your intent is to give out sample packs and grow your customer base, but don't let getting a no or not finding the number of customers that you want bring you down, because you're networking, you're out there making connections, and maybe the person doesn't want to buy from you now, which has also happened for me, but because they have a good conversation with you and you've built up a good rapport, they might share your brochure with someone else, and you can't buy that. That referral customer is invaluable. The third thing is to develop yourself. Do the trainings, get on the conference calls. Avon has conference calls every month. I do a call every week. There are so many other representatives out there who are doing calls weekly, daily. YouTube has great personal development videos. Just Google personal development. Jim Rohn. Guys, you guys are really good at this. There's Jim Rohn. I just went to a leadership conference. Tony Robbins. There's so many people out there who are doing personal development. Maybe you can't control how people receive your brochure or your spiel, but you can hone your skills. You can practice your public speaking. You can practice your approach. You could boost your confidence so that, I did a video a few weeks ago now about the IR theory. How you're received by the world versus how you are. Your value will never decrease. And when you start to see that, even that video I learned because I was working on my own personal development, and I started to learn that, whatever other people say doesn't affect me because I will always be the best me that I can be. But I had to, okay, thank you, Anitra. MJ Duncan, Les Brown. Les Brown was the one I was trying to remember. Les Brown has amazing videos, books, articles. Success Magazine is another great resource. Deanna, yes, sorry, my screen is dim and I can't see. Deanna said that she's wearing her Avon name tag. So all of these things are ideas that you get from other representatives, from boosting your own skills. You can control building your own skills. That's something that you can control, that regardless of what's happening outside, it doesn't affect your development of your skills. And as you build your confidence, Milagros is always telling me about confidence. As you build your confidence, other people's crap means a lot less to you. So, those of us who are letting what other people think of us and what other people are doing hinder us and keep us from success, we need to stop that. And it's not going to come overnight. It comes from working towards it. And I would be lying if I was telling you I was there. I'm telling you this because this is something that I'm coming across even in my own personal development. So don't let failure hinder you. Failure is really an opportunity for you to learn and grow and become something more. Failure is a sign that you're working your business, because if you don't get any no's, then maybe you're not asking enough people. Maybe you're not promoting your business enough. Your goal isn't to get no's. I'm not telling you, go out and fail as much as you can, make bad decisions. I'm telling you to try and get out of your comfort zone, because that's where you grow. Hey, Elizabeth. So thank you, Avon District. She says she agrees. And, guys, this is not easy. It's going to be a work in progress, but I'm just here to, again, plant the seeds, because we're all, like I say, farmers. We plant the seeds, and, from that comes growth. So maybe right now this means nothing to you. Maybe you've already left the video and chimed out, but maybe 5 months from now, something will happen and, a light bulb will go off. But that only comes from you. Yeah, Anitra says, it seems to roll off your back. No means next. Yeah. Sometimes the person is just not in the place right now. You can't let whatever they're going through affect you. You have dreams, you have goals, you have things that you're doing, you're trying to get done. You don't have time for that. So don't let the failures keep you. And when you see them, just kind of capture it and say, oh, okay, this is a failure. Great. Next, just let it go. So, Latasha, that's so cute. I like your granddaughter. Can we keep her? So that was my video for today. Just overcoming those failures, because they really do get you closer and closer to your goal. And to be honest with you, a lot of these trainings, a lot of the stuff that I talk to you guys about and that I talk to my team about, it's because I've done something and I messed up and I've learned from it. But I found that the more that I learned, whether it was from a failure or not, the better I was able to train and coach and mentor my team. Because I could say, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. Instead of you starting from scratch and doing all of that and going through what I did, I could kind of get you a little bit further, because I've done that and I've kind of tested out A, B, and C. And I could say, okay, instead of you trying all three, just start with C and go from there. And hopefully, you would take it further. Don't take what I tell you as the end all and be all. Take it, and build on it, grow on it, and take it somewhere else, so that, you could come back and I'll learn from you, or the next person will learn from you as well. And we all keep growing. So, that's my call. That's my video for today. So let me know what you guys are thinking. If you have any questions, this is the second week where I haven't had time for questions at the end, but I'm going to hang out here for a minute. So those of you who do have questions, post them below and I'll do my best to answer. And if I don't know the answer, there are plenty of experts and that are on the call that'll be able to answer. So let me just take a second and scroll back up Somebody said something about buttons. Wait. We were talking about the Avon buttons. Who was that? Maria? You said, Myra says she doesn't have an Avon button. Okay. The Avon buttons you can actually find on Town and Country. When you go into youravon.com, there's a link that, I believe now they changed up the site so much. I think it's in the My District, the resources section. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's in the resources section. There's a link that says Avon Advantage Partners. One of those partners is Town and Country. They have a whole bunch of buttons that are already made up with the Avon logo. So those are really cute to use. We went to, and go to events. When you go to events, you get stuff that you can use to promote your business. Let me see if I can back this up without bringing down the house. I'm going to show you the button that they gave out at the Boss Life event that we did on Monday. So this is another button that I got. It says, ask me how you can live the boss life, Avon. This is a button that I got just from participating in an event. So get yourself connected with your district managers and your uplines. A lot of times Avon gives away a lot of this as well. So that's the buttons. Avon District says, if you don't learn from your mistakes and try to fix them, you're doomed to experience them again. Yes, and that was the third quote that I heard where it was like, Georgie, you have to talk about this. Thank you, Avon District. Anitra says, bomb video. Enjoy the interaction. Thank you. I enjoy interacting with you guys too. It's nice to have you all like come into my bedroom once a week and we all chill. Sorry I don't have like a glass of wine and cheese I can share with you guys, but you know, we're vibing, so that's great. Kathleen said, thanks, love your training. Love the ideas that you guys are actually sharing, because you shared some really great ideas today too, Kathleen. So thank you for sharing with us. And yes, I will see you next week. Oh, Diana, Myra, Diana says, Diana says there's a website called Love My Buttons, so you can go on there. And she said Roy on Facebook has great buttons too. So if you're looking for buttons, Myra, check out those links. Where else? I found that Town and Country, places like Love My Buttons, people who already do the buttons are better than, say, Vistaprint, where you have to make up your own. The prices tend to be a little outrageous. Do not spend more than $1 on your buttons, because I've seen some people out there where it's just outrageous. These $1 max. Don't spend any more on a button. You could also take, and I did this when I was low on funds. Sometimes other people are giving out buttons. They have like the square name tag kind of buttons. You can print a sticker and just slap it on top of that. You just want the base. So even if you can find someone else's button, a lot of times companies are just giving them away. Find a button, make a nice little label sticker, slap it on top. Hi, I'm your Avon lady. Ask me for a free brochure. Ask me for a free sample. Ask me how you can live the boss life. Whatever it is, you could do that too. So if you can't find like a pre-made button, make your own. Be creative. All right. Any other questions before my battery dies? I've got 3% left. So last call for questions, guys. Oh, hey, India. Sorry, girl, you came in at the end of the call, but the replay will be posted. So just come back in a couple of minutes and it'll start from the beginning so you can watch from scratch. All right. Is that all for questions so far? I'm going to take that as a yes. Great call, guys. Thank you guys all for sharing. Thank you for joining. You guys are the ones who make this call, and I love hearing your stories and hearing your success. So next week, if you don't see me on here, it's because I don't have service in Tahiti, but stay posted on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and wherever else you find me. I will be posting pictures of the beautiful ocean waters of Tahiti. Pray for me for safe travels and that customs doesn't hold me over for trying to smuggle out like Tahitian food to come back home. All right, guys, thank you for joining. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. If not next week, then the following week I will be back. But as always, good luck out there with your goals. And next week I want to see more goals and great stuff that you guys are doing. So have a great night, everyone. Bye. Thanks, Anitra. I will, girl.